Are big things really coming, or are we all getting fooled? I've got some amazing S&P 500 data from literally the past 70, 80 years, and it's pretty much saying we're going up only. But you know what? The S&P 500 is always going up only, and yes, it's very relevant cryptocurrency because it's the first series of traffic lights that must turn green for the rest of the cryptocurrency industry to pump. Now, this is what we call the Zweig bread thrust, ZBT. So what they do is, friends, what they measure is, remember the stock market, there's a bunch of stocks. So they basically want to see when something's going up, is it going up alongside everything else? That's what they want to do. And that's what they call the breadth. When everything's moving up together, everything's expanding together, it's very good. It means everything's healthy. It's like everybody's being happy at a party because the pizza's just arrived to join you with the orange juice in the fridge. So this is data going back from 1943, but I want to draw your attention to this. The S&P 500 index returns, right? Check it down here, friends. Look at the percentage higher. Okay, look at this, look at this. We're looking at 1, 3, 6, and 12 months. Look at the odds. 95%, 78%, 100%, and 100%. All right. So you can see these odds are very high. Pretty much in all of these circumstances that we see right now, with these amount of stocks rising with the stock market index, the S&P 500 was higher in 6 to 12 months every single time. Now, of course, it's very relevant. Why? Because the S&P 500, it prices in the future economy that's coming. Now, there are some disconnects that happen over periods of history, but we don't give a crap about them. You know, we're here for the up-only pump. So this is the S&P 500. So that's why a lot of friends, a lot of people are sidelined. I don't believe it or not, a lot of people and institutions, they are sidelined on, let's play some Cranky G cute Final Fantasy VII blooming melody music. A lot of institutions, they sold the bottom. Did you sell the bottom? Did you cheat the bottom down here? Or were you believing like the rest of us? So a lot of these institutions have to get back in. Yeah, because that's how it works, right? It's pretty much, it's a scam. So they find a bunch of rich people, you know, big, fat fupa guts, probably hanging around in Europe somewhere. You know, their skin's like leather. They can barely fit into their sports car. Those dudes, right? They don't know anything about like markets. They're just like, oh yeah, that's the finance guy. That's a finance guy, right? So they get the finance guy and they say, hey, make me some money. But these people, they don't understand anything about the benchmark. So the only benchmark they know is like basically S&P 500, but they're not even measuring it year to year. It's just like, oh, we up or we down? Oh, the stock market's up, are we up? So what they do is they just try to basically match the index while grifting everybody with their money. A lot of them have to get back in. So it kind of shows you, there's like in 6 to 12 months from now, so if you look at 180 days, basically by November to June or whatever next year, in most of the cases, the S&P 500 is higher in here. So I know it's going to be wild, right? But that's what you get when you get AI. You know, it's interesting. Under the AI umbrella, there's other words you'll hear, buzzwords. There's quantum and robotics. But we just call it AI, bro. It's ass intelligence. You know what I mean? It's literally making us look dumb. It's literally just, you know, just new technology, robots, the mechanical arm, moving stuff, Pokeballs come out of nowhere. That's what pretty much what's happening. The world's changing. It's going to be better than the internet. We're literally making humans. We're putting economic agents, and the data's all lining up. Okay, so obviously, as that happens, we're probably going to see more optimism return to the economy. And we're going to get that thrust up. And we're going to have what we have, you know, just a normal, another classic boom-bust cycle. There's going to be winners, there's going to be losers. And in the midst of that mania, people eventually come to cryptocurrency altcoins. I know right now, everyone's saying, really, there's never going to be an alt season. See, it's still not happening, But we'll see. You can only judge that when everybody's happy and everyone's optimistic and making money. Because then you see what they allocate their money to. They're not making money right now. But the stock market is pricing in the future, all right? But to make it, friends, you've got to be aware of this stuff. Many crypto participants are prone to getting scammed. So, for example, they're happy to give 1 Bitcoin value away and only receive 0.2 value after 4 years. So a lot of us have been crushed, but we still got to stay on course, okay? But that's how you lose money over time. You don't understand these ratios. That's why even in cryptocurrency industry, there's a benchmark of Bitcoin, right? There's no formula though, because look, friends, I wish I could screenshot this post I came across. There's this screenshot, this is yesterday, where this dude literally said, one thing I learned for the next bear market, I'm just going to be Bitcoin only. This altcoin stuff is too much stress for the past 4 years. It felt like it was like one of me talking. And this guy didn't subscribe to me. I checked, he wasn't even following me, so he didn't hear it from me. And I checked all the replies. They just mimicked him. Everyone says, 100% Bitcoin only. I'm dedicating to Bitcoin only. Every single person said that. And what did I tell you? I told you we are all scarred from altcoins this cycle. So it's very likely the next cycle, even this one, by the way, because they're so scarred, they will buy Bitcoin too early. They'll buy Bitcoin too early, and then they're going to regret it. Something's going to happen. Okay, that's how it works, right? That's the secret to markets is positioning. 4 years ago, everybody was underexposed to Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance went up. You know, you just look at it in hindsight. So what's probably going to happen is now everyone's going to be overexposed. So what they're probably going to expect is once AI settles off and cools off in the next boom, whatever, everyone's going to be like cheering the recession. You'll see. And they'll all be holding Bitcoin. But we might just go stronger than they think. And we might have somewhere towards the Bitcoin halving year. I know we're thinking into the future now, but this is how these things set up. Somewhere into the Bitcoin halving year, Bitcoin dominance goes down. Right? And you probably say that's just, look, if you keep changing your mind, man, this is what happens. Okay, you can't always say the grass is always greener. You keep hopping around. You get destroyed in markets. There's no shortage of people who fail to understand this, and hence they'll never make it. If you view a coin in its BTC chart, you can see the true performance. Everyone knows this now. All right. When I was talking about this, no one was really doing it. Now they know. They go, oh no, oh no. But then they're going to miss big opportunities. Look at this, friends. pDAI's price hit 0.004555. 5555. So there's still plenty of opportunity out here that's still rolling around. If you go even look at the commentary and the questions that people are asking, people are asking the wrong questions. They go, oh, what's the new DeFi project with high TVL and high fees? There's such a risk-off mentality. Imagine you were asking such a stupid question back in 2020 in December, right before the big alt season. You're like, oh, what's the DeFi TVL thing? You got murdered with the rest of us. You should be asking, what's the coin with the dog logo? That's what you should have been asking. You should have been asking, hey, can I buy a dog logo on Ethereum? You could. Its name was SHIB. Did a 1 million X. You see? These people are asking the wrong questions. It's all about the right question. You get it? Right question is asymmetric. That's what you're going to be asking. Hey, what out there can go to zero if it dies? Everything. That's half of it. Number two, that can give me a big upside if everyone's wrong. So you just start looking. Now, because there's no shortage of coins that are down 99%, so you just can't go everywhere. That's why we start to apply some frameworks. Meme cults, religions. pDAI is a cult within a cult. It's on Pulse Chain. Also contrarian. Also Pulse Chain core coins, right? Basically what you're looking for, friends, is have a lot of people heard about it or not? And can other people hear about it? That's it. You're looking for the ratio of people you're comparing who knows about it now and who believes in it now compared to how many people could believe in it in the future. Now, that's why it gets very subjective, because you have like, you know, Peanut the squirrel and everyone's like, yeah, everybody's going to believe in Peanut. So you can still get this monumentally wrong. That's why it also helps when you have an underlying driving theme like stablecoin supercycle that helps you to connect all the pieces of the puzzle. You see what I mean? Crypto seas can be wild and rough, but it's worth it. Keep on going. We are going to make it to the promised land. Here is me, Aaron, and Pepe out here just moving along, sailing these tough seas. Also, once again, shout out to Mr. Flynn Rider for unlocking the new emoji. We have a new peg emoji in the Telegram. I've been going wild over it. This is literally, dare I say, bull market's happening with me now. That's for sure. Now, remember, friends, it's not easy, right? Because if you want the cheapest prices, you have to sit through a lot of pain. Thank you to Mr. Baby Doll Nathaniel the Great who did this, right, video. Maria, when Caddy did the FUD, even though she sent it to zero, we were like, you know what? Screw this. It hurt, but it wasn't like, I felt really like, oh my gosh, something was really wrong. I felt like, oh, I don't want to buy, I don't want to buy, I don't want to buy. But I was like, it literally felt like just throwing money, right? It actually, not just metaphor, it literally felt like, friends, getting cash, just lighting it on fire. It really felt like that. And like, you gotta imagine, all my DMs were going, we told you that was wrong. Blah. Everyone was saying that. You know who you are. Every single one of you DMing me, I couldn't reply because it was just like a mass amount of soy. Everyone was like, we told you. It was obvious. We told you. Everyone was saying. Interesting. So many people like lighting it on fire, friends. See this? So many people. Can you see it? Can you see it? So many people were so concerned about rushing to message me and everyone else to say, ha ha ha, we told you pDAI was a scam. We told you. That was so concerned with that. When for every 999 people who were thinking that way, completely missed the opportunity. Because the 1 out of 1,000 people, like I guess Mr. Dirty Crypto, were asking questions like, but is it really dead? That's why this thing, when it goes to zero, that's why it's like it's easier said than done, right? But that's why the gravestone emoji was here. By this point, you had 500,000 videos, literally, on this day. And then rocket. Literally rocket. 2,000%, 21x. It hasn't even barely getting started. You know what I mean? Like, it's still 200x away to $1. So it is easier said than done. But that's what you're dealing with, man. Like, the market's going to give you what it's going to give you, okay? Like, in a nice world, it would have been nice for pDAI to only do a 50% drop and continue to dream. This is what markets do, man. See, in stocks, everybody's like a bitch. So to wipe you out, stocks drop 50%. Yeah, and people can't handle it. In crypto, we eat 50% for breakfast. So 50%'s nothing. Even with Richard Hart, people had seen Hex through a 99% drop. So sadly enough, 98 to 99% drop in pDAI still wasn't enough. They actually had to send it to zero. I'm laughing now. Do you see? It's tough. It's tough. That's what the market does. It's all about positioning. In pDAI, the belief was so strong to shake it out and shake everyone out. You had to literally, everyone's positioned for this. That's it. It was either zero or nothing. That's the only way to shake people out, you know? For example, in Bitcoin, how would you wipe people in Bitcoin out? Well, it's a good, interesting thing to think about. Bitcoin, friends, is, it's got a lot of weak hands. A lot of people. If Bitcoin goes to 200K, I hope it goes up here. Everyone's saying, oh yeah, we won't drop more than like 50%. Yeah, so you know what I know it's going to do? Bang! Send you all the way back down. Why not just do 75%? Something like that. Just to wipe them out. Now, I'm not saying those exact numbers will appear. I don't know how it's all going to work out, but that's why you see it form, right? Like, it happened to us. It happens. That's what markets do, right? That's why it's easier said than done as well. Like, just hold and never sell. Yeah, but that's why, navigating this, at least we've seen some stuff by now, right? Now, where are we going from here? Of course, we need the big, fat, juicy altcoin cycle to finally start after 4 years, and everyone's saying it's never going to start. Everyone's saying it's kind of funny. I watched Randy Boo. Shout out to Randy Boo, Crypto Banter, on one of the Twink brothers, and Randy Boo is basically saying there's a new altcoin cycle stuff. It starts with stocks and then it moves down. It almost sounds like he's been watching me, to be honest. I love how every single time there's an example, everyone says, first the money's going to go from Bitcoin into my chain, my coin. I'm going to be the first rotation. I have Solana and I have Sui. I'm going to get all the money because that's where all the adoption is. Habib, the secret to markets is not adoption. Otherwise, that would be the mantra. The secret to markets is positioning. Every single person in crypto is positioned for Solana to flip Ethereum. Every single person. Even if it does, okay, I don't take those bets. I don't go bet on the favorite that everybody has had 1.5 years of yelling with bangers saying you're too poor to stay at Solana girl's house. All right, you go do that. See what happens. Literally, just go see what happens to you. Okay, that's not how you win. Go look at every single success story. By the way, it's betting on the underdog wins. That's asymmetric. Okay, but We still need time to play it out. We'll see what happens. For the rest of us, we're waiting for Ethereum to stop being a piece of poop. Hopefully it can crack on higher and we can go for glory. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you soon.